Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to today's vlog for Thursday now, 22nd of January. Hope you've had a good day. Another wet one down here in the southeast. Couple of little things just to start with today, excuse me. I forgot to mention on my video of Tuesday when I went to Grimsby. I have to say that road coming out of Grimsby, I've only ever been up there about twice, I think. That A180 must be up there in the top 5 of awful roads to drive on in the country. I felt it was going to be like one of them comedy sketches where the wheels fall off your van and the sides collapse and I'm just left sitting in the driving seat holding onto a steering wheel. And I forgot to mention it Tuesday, and I've got sort of jogged with that because the A12 coming up there this afternoon after Chelmsford before Witham, I never hit so many potholes in my life. I don't know whether it's due to the cold snap of weather we've had recently and then followed by all the rain that's loosened up the road surface. But anyway, there we go. There's my little rant for the day. Who is the Minister of Potholes in the government? I don't suppose there'll be anyone dealing with that. The other thing I was going to mention, I've had a couple of conversations with shippers this week. I don't normally do small talk. They normally just ring up, offer me a job. I say yes, please, thank you very much, goodbye. One's a sort of fairly regular shipper that I do work for. The other isn't. The first one is the regular guy. He rang me on a Monday just to see if I was available for Tuesday, and I'd already had the Grimsby job booked. And I see he had 3 jobs sitting on the CX, all from the Colchester area. And we just went on to a general conversation because he was struggling to get these jobs covered. But he was telling me that it goes from one extreme to the other. He's got absolute chancers that are looking to charge £250, £300 for 100-mile jobs. And then at the other end of the circuit, or the list, are the ones with awful feedback, where the prices are good, but the feedback is horrendous. And then I spoke to a shipper yesterday when I was doing a job for him. He just rang to ask something, and then again we got into a general conversation, and he was telling me, well, he sort of said to me, thanks for doing a really good job with this, blah blah blah, because there was a couple of little things with it, nothing complicated to anyone with half a brain. But he was saying that he's been having so many problems with some owner drivers, and he was just telling me the story. He loaded a guy up at his place with a pallet weighing a ton, put it on the back, and the guy had no intention of putting any straps on it, and he said, you really need to strap that. And the guy didn't even have any straps, and he had to lend him a couple of straps just to secure this load down. And told me another story of another guy that did a job from A to B, and the goods, again, the goods weren't secure and the boxes had fallen over, and there was quite a bit of damage because it was glass inside, and you know, it just caused a load of problems for him, the customers at both ends, etc. Just interesting, and I suppose really, if all the rubbish owner drivers out there, I suppose, keep carrying on doing what you're doing, because the worse you get, the better it is for us good guys. And the more work we get, and the more in demand we are, should we say, the more money we might be able to charge. So happy days. Anyway, on to today. It's been a good day today. I'm happy with today. I won a job yesterday afternoon from Colchester. Now the good thing, my wife's working from home for 2 days, so the first thing is I don't have to get out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning to drop her at the station at 6:15. I can treat myself to a little bit of a lie-in if I was available, and it worked. I had a job from Colchester, but it couldn't be picked up till 9 o'clock this morning from an office, and I was going to another office down in London E1, Whitechapel, which is just before the congestion zone. So I was able to treat myself to an extra couple of hours in bed this morning, very nice too. Breakfast at home, very nice too. And just tooling myself up there. I picked up at this office before, and it's one of these offices where people don't seem to come in till about 9:45, 9 o'clock. And I got there for about 20 to 9. And one of the staff was just going in, and they said, can they help? And I told them what I'm here to do, and they said, oh, okay. It's probably not in yet, but she'll come down and bring you the thing. It was just going to basically be a laptop and some monitor. And actually, I've recognised this woman from before, when she turned up about 5 minutes later, and she sort of acknowledged me, and dead on 9 o'clock or 2 minutes past 9 she came down with the goods. So it was just a box, laptop and a monitor. So off we went to Whitechapel. Mileage wise, 85 miles, and I put £100 on that, was it? No, sorry, not 85, 65 miles. Sorry, I do apologise, can't read my own writing. £100 I put on that because it's a London delivery, and that's the price I got, so I was pleased with that. And it's also a very, very good shipper, pays very, very quickly as well. I'll be paid by the weekend, if not before. Should be about 2 hours, and it was literally just 2 hours. Straight down the A12, M25 down to junction 31, and then on the A13 all the way. And traffic wasn't too bad going in through the A13, and then you just cut off after the Limehouse link. Decisions to make once I've delivered, which, as I say, was round about 10 past 11. I wasn't going to hang around there. I didn't see much point. So I make my way to a little parking spot I've got in Poplar, quite close to Canary Wharf. But on the way there were some bits and pieces coming up. There was a job from Barking going down to Eastleigh, near Southampton. That was for a long wheelbase van. I think it was about 120 miles, but I didn't actually put a price on it in the end. I just thought, by the time I get down to Eastleigh, it's going to be about 2:30, and I'm 5 hours, probably 4.5 hours from home. And in the event of not getting a job, that's a long slap back for virtually nothing. So I give that one a miss. There was a lovely job from Loughton, half an hour from where I was, going up to Swaffham in, is it Cambridge? It must be Cambridgeshire, Swaffham. Or might be Hunting. Anyway, small van job, 87 miles. I put £90 on that. Didn't get that. A little bit disappointed because that would have been a nice job for me. And there was another one from Dagenham, going to London West 2, Paddington, that area. Long wheelbase van. Two things with that. Firstly, it was a 45-day shipper, which I'm not, as you know, overly enthusiastic for. The other thing, the job notes just said 1,200 kilos. Now, my van with a full tank of petrol, and I had filled up this morning, and me in it, and all my bits and pieces, weighs 1,280 kilos. That leaves me 1,220. A payload of 1,200 is too close for me. It might be legit, it might be absolutely spot on. There's not really, I do know where there is one-way bridge in Dagenham to go and get it checked, but there's a cost to that which I would have to absorb, and I won't take the risk coming into central London. There's two ways you can get to Paddington, and both ways the City of London Police, along with VOSA, do love a spot check on commercial vehicles, and they have those mobile weighing scales where you drive onto 4 little ramps and they weigh your vehicle. There isn't a lot of leeway if the load is 1,200 kilos, is there? And it's only got to be 100 kilos and you're overweight, and you have a world of problems coming down on top of you. So I give that one a miss. I got to Poplar where I park up. It's a good spot there. It's right just off the A13 and just by the Blackwall Tunnel. So I can go north on the A102M, that's the road that comes out of the Blackwall Tunnel, towards sort of Woodford, Ilford, and onto the M11 if I want to go to Harlow. I can go south through the Blackwall Tunnel towards Greenwich, maybe Erith, areas like that. Canary Wharf, there's bits of work come out, and then I can also get back on the A13 if I want to head down towards Barking and Dagenham. And I can go back as well towards the city, and that's what happened. The job came up pretty much straight away. I literally parked up and turned the engine off. It's now about 11:30. There was a job for 12:30, an hour's time from Blackfriars, which is London EC4, City of London, just by Blackfriars Bridge. Small van job going to Ipswich. Perfect for me. As I say, it was 12:30, so I had an hour's leeway. Put a price on it. It was 85 miles. I put a price of £100 on it. I, thought that was competitive. If anything, might be slightly too much. based on £1 a mile and £15 for the congestion charge. Of course, I remembered afterwards the congestion charge is now £18, not 15 anymore. But either way, not worried about £3. And I got that job, so really pleased with that. It took me about half an hour to get to Blackfriars. It's on the main, pickup was on the main, not on the main road, but it's one of the busy roads, Queen Victoria Street, if you know it. But my cabbie knowledge tells me that you can't pick up there. Double yellow lines, cameras everywhere. It's also a lot of coach bays and taxi bays, and that road is patrolled quite regularly by City of London parking attendants. It's a big office block, so there's got to be a loading bay, and I knew where that was, right round the back behind the Mermaid Theatre, so that's where I headed for. Got there at 12 o'clock, managed to make contact with someone, didn't know anything about it, but he said, okay, we'll, hang on, it's 12:30, someone might appear with something. So I said, don't worry, I'll sit in the van and I'll come back just before 12:30. And about 12:15, the door opened, the guy was standing there with a trolley and 2 boxes. So I was away, perfect. 2 hours to get to Ipswich, straightforward drive on the way down the A13, back on the M25, A12, all the way to Ipswich, and it was on the far side of Ipswich, back on the A14 and A12 if you're going to go up towards the east coast. Nice and straightforward. I had a little stop for 10 minutes to grab some lunch because I had nothing and I was hungry. But anyway, it was all done, offloaded by 2:30. It's now 3 o'clock. I'm basically making my way home. There isn't anything on the CX. I don't really see much point now heading back towards sort of Chelmsford and getting further away from home. I'm going to call it a day. I'm literally going to be home for 3:30. I think that's a perfect day. 2 jobs, £100 each, £200 less the 18 for the congestion charge makes 182. It's within my target. It's January, and as I say, if I'm home at 3:30, that's perfect. I can go and have a nice walk before it gets dark. If you can read the sign on the video, it tells you I'm just about to come off the A12 onto the A120, so 20 minutes I'm home. Hope you've had a good day, been successful. It did seem very busy this morning. I have no idea what jobs were popping up, but notifications on my phone just kept popping. So hopefully it's been busy. It did seem quiet though this afternoon, and that does seem to be the case, but anyway, not to worry. Tomorrow's another day. I don't have a job as yet for tomorrow, but it is only 3 o'clock, so I'll get home and I'll have a quick look when I get home, and when I go out for my walk I can look at the CX as well while I'm doing that. Have a lovely evening, take care, and we'll talk again tomorrow. All the best. Cheers, Paul.